Havdalah is a ceremony that we do after Shabbos, and it's to distinguish between the holiness of Shabbos and the regular weekday, Chol. And actually for Havdalah, you don't really need a lot of things. So it's actually very practical for you to do in your own house, and it's actually pretty easy. I'm going to do it in Hebrew, the way that we do it. It's actually on the tune of Bnei Akiva, which is a Jewish youth movement. And there's many tunes around for Havdalah. This is just the tune that I use. And I will also be putting the English translation at the bottom of the video for you to follow along. And if you do have the art scroll Sidur, then you can have a look at page 618, which has the Havdalah ceremony on it. And that way you can follow along, maybe learn Hebrew as you do it. And I hope you enjoy this video. So first of all, let's see what you actually need for Havdalah. So you need a Havdalah candle, which is this candle. And this candle is actually just a lot of candles that's been combined together to form what is called in halakha a torch. So it's a combination of many candles. Now let's say you don't have this Havdalah candle. Then what should you use? So the best second option is to take two regular candles and combine them at the top so that they touch each other, and that way it is also halachically a torch. Let's say you don't have two candles, but you have one candle. And then, by the majority of opinion, you can make Havdalah on a single candle. Now, let's say you also don't have a candle. What else can you use? So, if you don't have a candle, there is actually also opinion that you can take two matches and combine it to form a torch, like so. Or, if you don't even have two matches, you can use a single match, and that is still good enough for the bracha, for the light in the ceremony. The other thing that you will need for Havdalah is spices. So you can basically use any spice. You can even use fruits and smell the fruit for the spices bracha. You have to change it slightly, but you can do it. So I've got this spices. You can see it in the video. So this is just a regular spice, and I put it into this holder, which got some holes at the top where you can smell it through, and you'll see the spices are on the inside. And that's basically what you need for the spices. Now these first two things that I mentioned, the candle and the spices, according to the Talmud, the Gemara, the oral law, if you do not have it, you do not have to go and search for it to perform Havdalah. And you can technically delay Havdalah for 72 hours after Shabbos to get all these things to make Havdalah, although it's not highly recommended to do it because you'll probably forget to do Havdalah. So it's better to do Havdalah with what you have. The last thing that you will need, but definitely the most important, is the Havdalah wine. Now the best wine to use is wine that is lo muvashal, wine that is not boiled. So I have some of that here. In Israel it's quite easy to find. But if you do not have lo muvashal wine that was not boiled, then you can use any regular kosher wine. And it is quite tricky to get kosher wine. So if you cannot get kosher wine, then you can also, by some opinion, do it with grape juice, as many people consider grape juice to be a young wine because it's grapes that's been pressed, and eventually in the old days it would have become a wine anyway or fermented by itself. Nowadays that's not really the case, and that's why many of the Haredi opinions and Chardal hold that it is not suitable for Havdalah, but if you are in a pinch and you have nothing else, then you can definitely do it with grape juice. Another opinion that is out there, which is a minority opinion, is that you can use actually anything that you would give to a distinguished guest. So you can do it with whiskey, which would be your first choice. You can do it with beer. You can do it with even coffee or tea. I've seen some people do it with that. But we are going to do it full Haredi halachic style. And we're going to do it with lo muvashal wine, with the spices that I already have, as well as the Havdalah candle. And this will be the ceremony. Please follow along. And please let me know in the description below if you would like some more information about the significance of Havdalah and why we use all these things, which is not really what I want to do in this video. In this video, I just want to show people how to do Havdalah and how easy it is to actually do Havdalah. It's such an easy mitzvah to do, and with the wine, obviously, very enjoyable. Okay, so we're all set. Here we go. Hine el Yeshuati Eftach v'lo efchat Ki aziv zimras Yadonai Vayeli lishuam Ushavtem mayim basason Mimani hayeshuam Lam Adonai hayeshuam Alam chavechach techaselam Adonai tzevaot imanu Mishgav lanu Elohai Yaakov selam Adonai tzevaot ashrei adam boteach bach Adonai Hoshea melech yeneinu b'yom koreinu La Yehudim hayta ora v'simcha V'sason v'ikach Ken tihiyeh lanu kos yeshuatesam Uvashem Adonai Yekam Ya 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 na 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 ya na 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 ya na 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 ya na na Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech olam Borei pri hagafen Ya 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 na 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 ya na ya na 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 ya na ya na 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 ya na ya na na Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech olam Borei manei v'samim Ya 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 na 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 ya na ya na na ya na ya na na ya na ya na Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech olam Borei meorei ha'esh Ya 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 na 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 ya na ya na na ya na ya na na ya na Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech olam Hamavdil bein kodesh lechol bein ulechoshech Bein Israel le'amim ביום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. ברוך אתה אדוני המבדיל בין קודש לחול. שבוע טוב.